What's up YouTube, this is JP Panther back video, and today's video is actually my Bleach episode 9 review, 1000 Year Blood War 9 review. I'm sorry I couldn't do it on Monday, it's just I was caught up and I was busy, stuff like that, so I couldn't do it like everyone else has done, like, because I actually have a job and I actually have real life stuff to take care of, stuff like that, so it's harder for me, and also I was just extremely exhausted and stuff like that, but I did watch the episode yesterday. I was just too tired to like make a review and stuff like that, so just want to throw that out, right? I try to do Bleach on Mondays, but if I can't, I just do it on Tuesday instead. But let's get into the episode, right? I'll be honest, I love the episode. It was more story and exposition, stuff like that, but I think it was very, very great and necessary. And what I read, I guess they put like 5 chapters in this episode, so that's why the pacing was really, really good. So I'm trying to give like a quick overview of what happened. So pretty much, Ichigo gets into the hot spring, they heal his wounds and stuff like that. Then Renji, because the Zero Division member, the one that does the healing, whatever. I can't remember every single body's name except Ayama and Ichibe. Those are the only two I remember from the Zero Division. I can't remember the other 3. But pretty much the guy who heals, the Demon King Spring, whatever guy, he pretty much tells Ichigo, hey, listen, we need you to, count to a minute or whatever underwater, and then he beats up Ichigo, punches the guys, blah blah blah, things like that, and then pretty much he punches Ichigo. He's like, damn, what's that for? It's like, you're healed, blah blah blah, you're good. And then Renji's like, no, I'm coming with you. And he's like, yo, and Ichigo's like, Renji, you look all messed up. And the guy, he punches Renji in the stomach. He's like, well, it looks like you passed your test because I didn't run around fly high, whatever. Like, he didn't get blasted away. And he's like, okay, you're good, let's go. And I guess, he transferred him to the next Zero Division member, the fat, obese chick, whatever it is. And pretty much he talked about how, wow, it looks like the Soul King's really interested in him, stuff like that. Then also we get to the part where Sensui talks to, the committee, or the remaining of the sentencing, the courts of the Gajotin Court Guard Squad. He pretty much says, like, listen, we need to teach Kenpachi the way of the arts, blah, blah, blah. We need to teach him how to be a freaking killer for this war. And they're like, you're impossible. We can't let Kenpachi teach him how to do this. He said, one of the guys said, Yamamoto taught him how to do it once, and he went on a killing spree. He's like, listen, man, we can't afford another war. They're going to come back and invade again. So we got to teach Kenpachi the art of killing, stuff like that. And everybody else was silent. He's like, is any of you guys going to debate me? Okay, that means permission's been granted. And he's like, okay, I'd like to introduce Unohana, the first Kenpachi. And everyone was shocked. Even I was like, wow. So I read the manga, so I was like, oh, wow, she's the first Kenpachi. I was like, damn, they made her look very demonic and menacing, right? And also another thing as well, I also noticed as well, if you ever watched, the original anime of Bleach, you always notice with Unohana how everybody was scared of her, because you find out she's the first Kenpachi, and she's a bloodthirsty killer maniac, and she was one of the OG Gotei 13s. So pretty much it was her and Yamamoto were the last 2 members of the original Gotei 13. And I'll be honest, I really want a spin-off or something like that, because I really want to know what happened to the other members. Did they die? I know we died, but like, how did they die? Did they die of a virus? Did they die in battle? Did they just get old? Like, I'm really, really curious like if there's a spin-off or a prequel movie or TV series or something like that. I really, really would want that, right? But with Unohana, I always noticed in the original anime, everybody was Ichigo, Sensui, Ukitake, Renji. Even like the filler episodes, people were like, they were always scared of Unohana. They always were scared. It's like, oh, this is why she's a demonic savage. That's why even Mayuri was like, oh, I'll shut up around her. Even the Hollow's like, I can see that you're a demonic savage. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. And Asane, her lieutenant, is like, she's been around her for all this time and never noticed how demonic she was. And another thing I noticed in one of the episodes, Soul Side, where how one of the members was complaining about the healing, and Unohana's like, is there a problem with the way they're healing you? If you don't, I can personally take care of it. And they're like, nah, we're good. So it shows that Unohana was a demonic killer, right? Or some demonic evil essence with her, right? Then we get to the part where Ichigo, he's eating food, him and Renji, stuff like that, blah, 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 to increase their power and all this other garbage, blah, blah. And they have this whole conversation. Kon shows up, things like that, blah, blah, blah. I'm getting kind of just speed through all that. Pretty much they're eating. That's the best way to describe it, right? And Zero Division talked about how the energy with the soul, things like that, you know, the Giga, all that crap, right? So we got to that part. But the part I want to talk to you about right now is the most important part. So Sensui talks about, that's before Sensui, right? Kenpachi and Unohana are in the lower ground, underground prison. And I don't know if you guys noticed this, right? It was in the Bleach novel, so I don't really care. And that prison level, not obviously Aizen's there, whatever it is, but also if you guys don't know, there's another Kenpachi that's in prison as well. So if you guys don't know, if you read the Bleach novel, stuff like that, when Kenpachi and Unohana's fighting, in the Bleach novels, there's another Kenpachi that's locked up in prison as well, like with Aizen and stuff like that. He's just in a different sector of the Soul Society when it comes to prison, but he's in that same prison that those two are fighting in, but like in a different corner of the prison. But there's another Kenpachi that's in prison right then and there, just to let you guys know. That wasn't the Bleach novels, so I have to throw that out, right? And then Kenpachi and Unohana talking, stuff like that, and Unohana's like, well, the scar, she probably says like, I like it when you're not as talkative. He's like, shut up, blah blah blah. And she says, oh, anytime you talk, the scar you give me gives me. And he's like, oh, I have a scar too. Then they pull out their sword, start slicing each other up, blah blah blah, slice each other up. And then Sensui pretty much talks about how the original Goten 13, Unohana, how she was a demonic killer, blah blah. And he pretty much says that when you guys both cross braids, one of you have to die, and there can only be one Kenpachi, and they just start slicing each other up, killing each other, blah, blah. Slice, 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 talking, slice, 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 talking, slice, slice, slice. And pretty much it ends where Kenpachi and they're about to fight, and that was kind of pretty much the chapter. Not chapter, it was pretty much the episode where they pretty much fight swords, they talk, they confronted each other, stuff like that. And she says, you shouldn't admire an enemy in the middle of battle. Then it looks like she tried to kill him, but she didn't. And then she pretty much says that Kenpachi, I know every time you're on the verge of death, you get stronger, and she's going to do everything she can and make him stronger and unlock your true power. And they had this whole flashback with her when she was she was like the top dog, and Kenpachi was a kid. He says, anytime I slice anything up, I didn't enjoy anything out of it. But when I fought you, I felt excitement, I felt fear, I felt like I can just go all out. And it also shows you, just to let you guys know, is that Kenpachi is so powerful that the reason why he because he could have easily beat Ichigo, Nuitora, and everybody else, whatever. The only reason why, because he weakened it, he sealed his power so he can enjoy the battle longer. Because if Kenpachi, the real Kenpachi, was in the Soul Society, that whole entire thing with Ichigo and all that would never have happened. He probably would have just beat Ichigo like it was nothing. But he kept blowing down his power because he was fighting all these weaklings, because he wanted to savor the battle much, much longer. Because if he would have unleashed his true power, he would have just killed everybody. You feel me? He'd probably be one of the strongest. He'll probably be up there with Sensui and Yamamoto and Ukitake probably when it comes to power. So that's a whole big thing as well. So again, that's pretty much it, guys. I personally give this a 9 out of 10. I know I'm very biased. I don't care. I thought it was really, really good. We'll see what happens next week. Tell me what you guys think about this episode. Let me know in the comment section below. Make sure you rate and like the video and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Peace, and have a great day, and take care.